comes into your life by accident. What you feel, what you carry in your heart, what you haven't been able to solve, everything you keep thinking about is drawing exactly the right encounters to you. We feel this, don't we? That this can't be a coincidence feeling. That feeling isn't lying. This isn't chance. The law of resonance is at work, without even realizing it. The things we constantly think about and the patterns we carry within us keep pulling the same experiences toward us. The relationships that challenge us the most are actually carrying the messages that grow us the most. Carl Jung believed that the most important encounters happen before the physical meeting, that souls find each other long before bodies ever meet. I think we've all had this kind of experience. Life is moving along as usual, and then someone appears. A glance on the street, a conversation at a cafe, a message sent by mistake, and nothing is ever the same again. As if an invisible hand connected the hearts of two people living in completely different worlds. Carl Jung says, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Society tends to attribute most of what happens in our daily lives to luck and coincidence. Jung called this synchronicity. It's when something is on your mind and you suddenly encounter something connected to it. We know this feeling well. It looks like coincidence, but something inside us says, how is this a coincidence? Jung's most famous example on this topic is the golden scarab story, both fascinating and thought-provoking, because Jung, through years of clinical work, noticed that sometimes the most unexpected coincidences were the turning points in his patient's healing. This woman, while in treatment, was describing a dream she had about a golden scarab. And at that exact moment, a rare, real, golden-coloured beetle flew into Jung's office. Jung didn't confuse this with spirituality. To him, it was concrete proof of how the mind shapes reality. Our inner world isn't passive, it's active. It influences what we see, what we experience, and even who we encounter. According to Jung, the soul doesn't just want to be known, it wants to be seen. And to make that happen, it often doesn't hesitate to use the people around us. So why is it always the same story? Why do we keep encountering people who emotionally drain us, use us, or who are deeply wounded themselves? Luck? No. These people are mirrors. And what they're reflecting is the old pattern we carry inside. Let's say we keep encountering people who betray us. This isn't just about making bad choices. According to Jung, it's the outward reflection of a schema we carry within. Maybe trust was broken in childhood. Maybe love always came with a loss, a betrayal. And the mind keeps recreating that old pain because it feels familiar, because it feels safe, even if it hurts. The patterns we experience aren't punishments given to us. They're messages. And until we receive that message, until we become aware and truly heal that wound inside, they'll keep showing up in different faces, different stories, but always with the same pain. So, how do you know when an encounter isn't a coincidence? The answer is simple: emotional intensity. When we meet someone for the first time and something stirs inside us, whether it's excitement, an unexplainable nausea, or a strange anxiety, stop and pay attention. That feeling is trying to tell us something. Has someone you've never met instantly made you angry? Or did you feel a strange unease the first time you saw someone? Jung calls this the voice of the shadow. Strong emotional reactions are rarely about the other person. That person is just a trigger. The real issue is whatever we've been suppressing, whatever we didn't want to see, finally coming to the surface. According to Jung, no one who enters our life is just a person. Each one is also a symbol, like a divine message sent to us by the psychological process we're currently in. Sometimes a mentor, sometimes a mirror, sometimes a warning, but all of them carry something to teach us. The mirror, the person who reflects both our strengths and our shadow back to us. The person who angers us the most, or the one we admire the most, is usually this person, the trigger. The person who activates our deepest emotional reactions. If someone drives us crazy for no reason, or creates a fear we can't explain, that's our trigger. The teacher. The person who says something that changes our world forever. Sometimes a therapist, sometimes a stranger, sometimes someone who shows up at the wrong time. The destroyer. The person who shakes our spiritual stagnation. They demolish the relationship, the job, the identity, or the belief. It hurts so much in the moment, but the greatest transformation usually comes after. The guide. The person who opens the path to healing or awakening. They just ask the right question, show the right door. The rest is up to us. One of the biggest reasons Jung became so well known was this. Our unconscious doesn't belong only to us. All of humanity shares a collective unconscious. We share common symbols, common fears, common archetypes, and Jung called this the collective unconscious. And all of us, whether we realize it or not, are part of that collective. There's a book that stands out on this topic, Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. If we want to truly understand why we keep drawing the same types of people, the same relationship cycles, and the same negative experiences toward us. This book is a must-read. Murphy compares the subconscious mind to a field, and this field is incredibly fertile. Whatever we plant in it, it only grows that. It doesn't distinguish between good and bad. That thought we keep repeating, that feeling we deeply believe, that belief we've been carrying for years, one day we look up and realize it has become our life, and this is where everything connects. In the law of resonance, that belief, that fear, that wound we carry inside, it doesn't stay just in our heads. It sends out a vibration. And that vibration attracts people, situations, and events that match its frequency. We don't even realize it until we change what's inside. Here's another important truth. Not every relationship comes to teach us a lesson. Some come just to remind us that we're already whole. Healing relationships aren't always the most loving or the most intense ones. Sometimes it's just a relationship where we can be ourselves, where we don't perform, where we don't have to prove anything, where we're understood even in our silence. Real healing doesn't always feel comfortable, because healing comes from truly seeing ourselves. Sometimes the person across from us holds up a mirror to our face, and what we see in that mirror is how far we've drifted from ourselves. How long we've been taking on other people's responsibilities. How long we haven't truly been ourselves. Some people love us so much that they don't hesitate to break us. But somehow, they love to push us exactly where we need it most. They're there to shake the place where we've gotten too comfortable, to pull us away from a life that was never really ours. The ego chases permanence and safety, but the soul already knows that what truly matters is movement and transformation. When we forgive, we free ourselves from that invisible chain binding us to the past. Forgiveness isn't giving that person permission. It's choosing to stop feeding what's making us sick. In the end, almost nothing was coincidence or chance. Those who came, those who stayed, those who left, All of them came from within life itself, to hold up a mirror and teach us something. We never met anyone by accident. Every person helped us build a bridge between who we are and who we could become. Every story left a deep mark on our hearts. It didn't open a wound. It drew a path for us to become who we were meant to be. And now look back. At those difficult relationships, at those breaking points, at those nights when you asked, why always me? All of it. And maybe now, for the first time, something quiet is settling inside you. A relief. An acceptance. It was worth it. If this video moved your awareness even one step further, liking it and subscribing shows us that we're not alone on this journey.